Hello ladies and a very happy new year, and today I have for you my makeup look if I go all out. So this is not your daily, everyday, I just want to look natural look. This is if I want to do the best I can to make me look the best I can. Let's say you're going on a high school reunion and you want to really show off. This is the look today. And I do have hooded eyes, so I show you exactly what I do to make them appear less droopy. Let's get right into it. Okay, so we start with my favorite foundation. There's nothing better, Estee Lauder Double Wear. It looks so good on my skin, almost undetectable. I love it. It does not enhance skin texture. It looks so natural. But I think the most important thing is that you get shade matched. A foundation doesn't help you if it's the wrong shade. And I just found, look at this. The foundation is just like my skin. Looks so perfect. I love it. And you will notice that I don't apply really on my forehead because I feel like I have most skin texture, or you know, these lines here, 3 on my forehead, and I feel like foundation can enhance that. So I like to have my main, like one pump I use on my face, and then only the leftover that I still have on my brush I will later put a little bit on the forehead, just like this. So I didn't put any product on my forehead. I will just use whatever is left on my brush. And I will use also a little pump on my neck. I have a bit of acne I'm fighting right now, and I'm very excited because it seems to get away from my face and now wander down to my neck. Whatever that means, I'm hoping maybe it goes away. Who knows? But just look at how flawless this foundation is. So I will take a magnifying mirror and check that everything is really looking smooth, and I will stipple a little bit the brush over areas where I feel like they need a little bit more. Around the nose, I feel like the pores sometimes, you know, the foundation doesn't get in, so I will pay special attention to that. And I will not apply any foundation under my eyes so that we don't have too much product under there. That just enhances wrinkles. And now I'm gonna conceal my under eyes, and you can probably see this eye looks worse than this. It's always like that. Do you have that too? Like one eye that's worse than the other? I will exactly see where is the most darkness and apply only there. I'm not gonna apply, you know, all over my under eyes. Literally, I will go where I see darkness, and most of it, look on this eye, most of it is just here, very low. You see here some purple, brown tones, and I will make one dot there. And then this one is less problematic. I just need a little bit here, and again one dot there. And I like to let it sit for a while so it gets a little bit drier and easier to work in. So I will just leave it at the moment like that. Okay, to spot conceal a couple of healing blemishes that I have, like here, I use a different concealer just because of the color. This color is a little bit lighter than my foundation under my eyes, and now I have again a color that matches more my skin, and I will just put a little bit on the back of my hand, and I like to apply it with my finger. Find that makes the most natural finish. And I will, with a clean finger, tap it a little out. Here's a little blemish healing. So still not more product, just the same finger with product and a finger without product. Just dab it in. Here's another blemish healing. I'm just excited because for months I've been suffering with acne, and I think I found the culprit, which is actually using collagen powder, the Vital Proteins collagen powder. I think that is the culprit because I stopped 14 days ago, exactly 14 days now, and it seems to get better. Super excited about that. So yeah, I have here on my neck some going on, and here too. Okay, by this time now the concealer under my eyes is a bit drier. It kind of sets on its own. Let me get those fingers clean. And now I like to dab it all in, and I'm trying to focus that it stays on the area where it is. I don't want it to go everywhere, so really, really gentle with a clean finger, I just tap it in. And then I take my small finger for the small area and move it a little bit on my lid to have less veins showing. Kind of move my fingers around, always how I feel like, do I have too much product on my finger or do I need a clean finger? I don't know if you know what I mean. Oh, and notice that I also, just like I don't like to apply much foundation on my forehead, I also don't like to apply concealer here. Maybe you noticed I only stayed right here. This is still a bit dark. So this can be different on a daily basis, but today it needs a bit more attention, so I will have another layer right there. Yeah, I find definitely less is more concealer and foundation, but where it's needed, I can go a bit heavier, so right here I will go heavier. Time to powder, so I will put some powder right here in the lid, like that. Dab the second layer very gently in, not that it moves around, I just want it right where it is. And then I take one of those velour puffs and work the powder in, like that. So this can be now a bit uneven, so I will go inside of my palms and now dab it right there. And again, focusing only where I applied the concealer. I don't want any heaviness, any cakiness of the powder here. That will just enhance wrinkles. And I will go a little bit on my lid because my lids tend to get greasy. And I start always with the powder on this eye because this eye is worse, and the rest will just do for the other eye, so I don't need more powder on it. This eye is just not as bad. And again, on top of my lid, and again, I'm not really powdering this side. So there's basically no concealer, no foundation, and no powder. I leave this area pretty much clean. Okay, I take a little bit more powder, not much, just a bit, like that much. And I take a fluffy big powder brush, swivel that all in, tap it off so I don't have too much powder on, and make a very thin layer all over my face to set the foundation, and so that nothing creases in the fine lines and wrinkles. And also that will make the application of the bronzer much smoother, no patchiness. My favorite part, I love bronzer. And I take a super fluffy big brush and tap the bronzer in, and then I go on my cheeks. It just automatically hits the high points of my cheeks like that, warms up the whole complexion. Forehead too, just how the sun would naturally hit your face. I go over the nose and also on my neck. I take a blush brush and I use a little bit more bronzer on my eyes, just like this. Just swipe it over the eye and immediately it will enhance more the eyes. And I also go on my neck a little further. I call it soft contouring, so it's not no harsh lines, but this will help a little bit, you know, to have less appearance of a double chin. So this helps. Go a little bit there and a little deeper on the cheekbones. I go a little under the eyes so it doesn't look so white there from the powder. Mascara, my second favorite makeup item. Can't live without bronzer, can't live without mascara. I like to grab the roots and wriggle a little bit to get really dark at the roots, right here. Like that. I grab the lashes and I wriggle like this and then go out. And I think it's really good to really spend a little bit time on the lashes and apply 2-3 coats. The mascara can make a huge difference. Go in, get some more product and take the tip of the mascara wand and literally place so much product on my lashes. It almost looks like I applied some false eyelashes, some clusters, you know. Look at this. If you don't like that look, don't do it. I like it. If I go for a more dramatic look, I might also apply mascara on my lower lashes, but most days I won't do it because I feel like it drags the eyes down and I want my eyes to not drag down. I want them to go more up. Now just look at the difference, just the mascara, what a difference that makes. And I actually thought I'm gonna apply now the eyeshadow only on this side so you can see what a difference it makes. And actually I'm giving myself even a disadvantage because this eye is more hooded than this eye, and still it will look with eyeshadow much better than the eye, and I prove that to you. And we'll start with a taupe color, like a very light brown color, this one here, and a crease brush. It's really important for those girls that also have hooded eyes to look straight in a mirror and see your eyes, how they look when they're open, and then you go kind of like above your lashes. That's why I like to apply mascara before the eyeshadow, so I have a better impression on where my lashes end, and that's exactly where I want to place this crease color, right above my lashes. And it's very important to never go below, take as a guideline your last lash. Don't go below that, that drags the eye down. So you keep it in a half moon, starting at the last lash and then going inwards. And I don't like to use eyeshadow on the inner side of my eye because I feel like it makes them smaller. So I stay right here, a light wash of this taupe color. Just that taupe color already can help so much to open up the eye. Then I take a small pencil brush, take a medium brown color and line my lower lash line, and I stay again on the outside of my eyes, I'm not going inward. And then I will flick it a little bit up, like that. Same medium brown color. And I take then this little flick that I did there as a guideline on where to place the eyeshadow going inward. Like that. Take some more and I will place it right in the outside corner. I'll go in back with the crease brush and I use this terracotta color here and I will kind of blend it together, focusing again just on the outer side of my eye. I take the tiniest little brush and use some shiny champagne color. And I really have not much lid space, as you can see. That's why I use this tiny brush to just really go in the top of my lid there, on the moving lid. And this can further open up the eye. Same color goes on my inner tear duct. And then I take an angled brush and go in the really dark brown color, and I will line my lower lash line, and again focusing on the outer part. I'm not even going inside, it's only halfway. I stop already there. Just deepen that up and I stamp it a tiny little bit, again as a guideline where your last lash ends. Exactly there. Isn't that crazy? With eyeshadow, with mascara, and here no mascara, no eyeshadow. What a difference. Okay, other eye is done too. Now let's go to the eyebrows. I will brush them up in a 45-degree angle. And I will fill in a little bit where I feel like I have some gaps, but I don't want to overdraw my eyebrows. I rather stop early than, you know, I don't want them to be too obvious. Especially as a blonde, I feel like, yes, I want my eyebrows to look neat but not overdone. So literally I feel like here's something missing and here's a bit more to do. And I will try to match this as much as possible, but they are both a bit different. So I will kind of take this as a guideline and draw in with some eyebrow gel quickly. Okay, now to the lips. Here it depends, are we gonna go and eat something or are we just gonna drink? If I would go and eat, I would definitely use the Maybelline Superstay Vinyl ink because that just stays. We pretend today we're just gonna have drinks. First I like to line my lips. My lower lip, I pretty much stay exactly where my lip line is. My top lip I will overdraw a little bit, kind of in a half moon shape, and I personally like to keep my Cupid's bow. I know some people like to overdraw to get bigger lips to make them appear fuller, but I find personally on me it doesn't look that nice, so I like to keep my Cupid's bow. I will draw in a little bit gently my lips because it just gives more staying power, and on my lower lip I like to only on the outside go a little bit inward, so we have less of a harsh line in case the lipstick wears off, that it still looks nice. And fill in with some lipstick, one of my favorites. And this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you in my next one. Bye!